Good evening all and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. It's Friday night, which means it's alcohol-free night. And the beer we're going for tonight hails from Denmark. Some tall, it's this one. It is Implosion. And Implosion is a non-alcoholic lager weighing in at 0.5% ABV. And it says on the front of the can, enjoy this delicious non-alcoholic lager with all its complexity, crispness and noble hop flavour whilst keeping a level head. And that's pretty much all I can tell you about the beer because not a lot of information on the can. You've got the usual ingredients list, which is, where's the English? Here we go. Water, malted barley, malted dextrin, hops and yeast. Not a lot to it, let's be honest. So without further ado, let's get it out into a glass and see what we think. So we're going to pour into my AF Beer Club glass before it goes absolutely everywhere because it's a lively one. It is. It's 2 weeks on the trot for lively beers. There we go. Dry off the legs. Wasn't shaken either. Not James Bond style, nor did I stir it, just for posterity. Anyway, the pour, that's your head, on the glass. This way. There we go. So it is not too bad on the pour. Not too bad. That'll do. We've got a typical lager colour. Slightly hazy. Yeah, ever so slightly hazy. And a pretty decent white head. That's your beer in a glass, up close and personal. There. Looks alright, doesn't it? Let's have a little whiff. Light. Sweeter than many. There is a hint of something grassy. Not massive, but light. So sweet, ever so slightly grassy. Not terrible. Not terrible. It's a little bit sweeter than I'd like, but yeah. There we go. Anyway, it looks alright. It smells alright, even if it is a bit excitable. And yeah, let's see what it tastes like. Cheers. Body's pretty decent, light to medium, pretty obvious carbonation. I think obvious is the way to describe it. It's soft at first and then it punches through. Vibrant, I think, is the word I'd use for the carbonation. Anyway, flavour-wise, it is sweeter and it is maltier than I was expecting. Hops are light. It is clean and crisp, and it's okay. It's okay. There is a subtle bitterness in there after that sweetness fades, and that's quite pleasant. And afterwards, it just has that fairly, how do I say this without sounding, I don't know, condescending, a fairly generic alcohol-free lager flavour. It's safe. It's all right. The finish is clean. It's light. It's refreshing. It's not a bad beer at all, even if it is lively on the opening. There is, towards the very back end of the finish, that typical, I'm going to call it typical thing. It's not that common. It's something I've had on a few beers. It has that envelope glue type thing. And you'll know what I mean if you've ever licked an envelope. I did 2 earlier for my mum's birthday, which is coming up soon. And yeah, it's just lingering in the back of my mind. And it's there. You either like it or you don't. It doesn't bother me either way too much. It's not a deal breaker. So yeah. You drink it quick enough, you're not going to get that flavour going. So yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. So, scoreboard of joy time. It's currently void of anything. There we go. Red pen of judgment at the ready. And we'll re-pour what's left of the beer. And give it some points. So, there we go. that is the rest of the beer in the glass. As we see, ever so slightly hazy. In fact, that's a little bit hazier than it was on the first pour. And there does look to be a little extra yeast in there. That might explain the liveliness upon the pour. So yeah, hazy, golden, nice white head. It looks all right. I cannot complain. Visuals. So I'm going to give it a point. The aroma, it's a bit on the light side for me. It is malty. It is ever so slightly grassy. There's really not a lot more to it other than that. It's fairly textbook, shall we say, alcohol-free lager, but it needs a lot more to it, for my personal opinion. It's okay. I'm going to give it the 0.5. And the body, light to medium, vibrant carbonation. It works. Works. Yeah, I can't give it anything less than a point. I've got to be honest. The flavour. The flavour is another area that needs a little bit of work, in my opinion. There are many alcohol-free lagers out there with much, much more flavour. This one seems to be on the maltier side and light with it. It needs something to lift it. And yeah, for me, it's one of the weaker areas of the beer, but not weaker than the aroma. So I'm going to give it the 0.5. And the finish, again, it's sweeter, maltier than I would like on a lager. It is, however, clean, crisp and refreshing, but it's missing that all-important something on the back end. So I'm going to give it, I'm going to go down the middle again and give it a 0.5. It's okay. It's okay. So Tools Implosion has got 3.5 out of 5 from me, which means it's not eligible, excuse me, for the full bonus. Would I buy it again? I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say no. Because there are many better alcohol-free lagers out there that are more suited to my palate. And value for money. Well, this is the one bit that I scarcely believe my eyes when I rechecked the pick list before commencing the video. £1.75. It's not short dated or anything like that. It's just £1.75 from your House of Trembling Madness. But value for money, yeah, I can't knock it. It's value for money. It's £1.75 a can. Decent for an okay beer. There we go. So yeah, apart from the slightly excitable opening and shall we say underwhelming, I think is the way to describe the flavours of this one. It's safe. It's a very safe beer. It's inoffensive, but for me, I look for something better, more to my palate. So there we go. Yeah, Tools Implosion has got 3.5 out of 5 with a value for money bonus as well. So yeah, if you like your beers excitable, if you like them safe, inoffensive, middle of the road, then Implosion is the lager for you. And we'll leave it there and say that has been the beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I'll see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.